Hello, I'm Philly, and welcome to Takeout Philly, Try or Buy. And tonight we are going to be trying Angelo's Pizzeria. Now, the reason we are not doing this live, because usually we do these live, and Hubs will be here in a little bit once we actually taste, but you know he does not like the part where I'm chit-chatty and doing all that stuff, so I said that I would do this without him so he wouldn't be bored, that poor guy. What'd I make him go through? In any event, Angelo's Pizzeria, let me just give you a little information about the actual original place, because you're going to see this is a little bit different what we're doing today. So Angelo's Pizzeria has been around since actually 2019, and the owner, Danny Pietro, I'm hoping I'm saying that right? He actually had an Angelo's first in Haddonfield, New Jersey. I did not know that. So that was his original spot, but in 2019 he opened one in South Philly. I think it's Bella Vista where it's located. And everything was going, normal opening and that sort of thing until Barstool Pizza or Barstool Sports, Dave Portney from Barstool Sports came and did a pizza review. Now, anyone that follows him, and my boys actually are the first ones that let us know about Dave Portney, they loved his reviews and they took him, kind of as a word from God. So in any event, he does not give above 9s on pizza very often. And he gave Angelo's Pizzeria a 9.1. So after that, the lines were huge and everyone flocked to the Bella Vista spot to get their pizza. Now, a little bit about that spot, just so you know what you're getting yourself into. It is a takeout only spot. There's nowhere to eat any food there. And the scene there is part of its charm, apparently. We have not been there yet, partly because it is so popular that you have to really know that you're kind of giving up a little bit to get this experience. So besides the regulars and the local people that do that, a lot of tourists do it. So it becomes quite a long line and you have to kind of be ready for it. The line usually, goes around pretty quickly around the corner, and it can take some while to even give them your order. Once you give them your order, then you're waiting for your pizza, your sandwiches, or whatever you want to be done. So it is, commitment for that. So that, and it's cash only, by the way. That's something to keep in mind at the actual spot. And the spot is at 736 South 9th Street in Philadelphia. So what he's known for is a grandma pie, which is your typical, thin crust pizza, but he's also known for the upside down John. The upside down John is more like a Sicilian style pie. I also read on someone else's review that the tomato pie was supposed to be good. So the cheesesteak was kind of late to the game as far as being something that crowds were flocking to. And one of the reasons why the cheesesteak became so popular was because they make their seeded rolls in-house, and it's supposed to be amazing. So my son Matt has tried through their ghost kitchen the cheesesteak as well as the pizza, and he felt they were really solid. Wish they'd been fresher, but it was early on. So we kind of wanted to see how that ghost kitchen is doing now that it is March, and they opened, I think, early in the fall in 2024. Now it's March 2025. And you're probably wondering, well, how is this going to work when it's like takeout, cash only? So this is the deal. They did not have a phone, or they did not, at least, I don't know if they don't allow calls anymore, but at the time, you couldn't call in. The only way you could order takeout was standing in the line. But recently, I think early this fall, so in 2024, they have a ghost kitchen. Now, if any of you know anything about ghost kitchens, those are spots that pop up just for serving takeout food. And so they opened a ghost kitchen. It's kind of north of Callow Hill area of Philadelphia. So there was a lot of consternation between Hubs and I about what we were ordering. One of them was that I wanted to get a cheese pizza just to get like a baseline for their pizza. But the other one is that he had wanted to order with the cheesesteak Cooper Sharp. So just a little bit of Philly lore, or not lore, but kind of tradition. Most Philadelphians, I wouldn't say all, but most Philadelphians use some sort of processed cheese on their cheesesteaks. You can order whatever the restaurant has available, but typically it's American, Cooper Sharp, or Whiz. So one of my favorite steaks currently, and has been for a while, was Jim's on South Street. So, and Jim's, we get the fried onions, and they use Whiz. So what I said to Hubs, I'm not opposed to Cooper Sharp. I actually had one from Del Rossi's per my son Matt's also request, and I did like the Cooper Sharp, but I wanted to get a good comparison to Jim's, so I ordered it with Whiz. You can get Whiz or, like I said, American or Cooper Sharp. Any of those would be great. Cooper Sharp has a little more tang than just regular American does, but the whiz was going to help me keep things a little even, and we did get the fried onion. So that's what we have going. So we have a grandma pie and a cheesesteak with fried onions and whiz, and we are going to let you know how it is. All right, so Hubs just brought the pizza up. We ordered at, actually, I looked at when we got the email at 4 o'clock. So it got here, it took a little over an hour to get here. It's warm, but not super hot. So I would recommend having your oven go, because that's kind of what Matt said. He's gotten it twice and it does take a while. So, let's give you a close-up of everything. Here is the pizza, the basil, the grandma style thin crust. And here is the cheesesteak with that beautiful seeded roll that they make in-house, and the chopped ribeye with fried onions and whiz. We got whiz this time. Now that we've seen the close-up, I think we need to dig in. So which half would you like to try? And we'll get a slice of pizza too. You want the end? Okay. Got that. Alrighty.
Oh.
Well, let's try it in here first. Let's do this, and you'll get the leftovers. Let's just try the cheesesteak first. Ooh. So the crust is a little soft because it was wrapped in paper, which is great. But all the steam and everything, that is the traditional way. But also, what was I going to say? So the roll isn't super crusty. I don't know if it's that way at the store, but is wrapped in paper. And of course, this is in a corrugated cardboard. Mm. Oh,
that's pretty good.
Mm.
Wow.
Full flavor. The beefiness is amazing. And the onions are a nice size. I don't know if you can see there, the onions are a nice size.
Oh man, that's good.
It's chopped up, which is what traditional cheesesteaks are chopped up, right? So that it's just easy to eat. Let me take one more bite before we try the pizza.
I'll give you $100 if you let me eat that. Wow, that's good. That's not even warm. I mean, it's warm, but it's not hot.
Really?
Wow.
Really delicious. And what comes through is the steakiness of it.
Yeah, you're right. And the rolls.
The rolls are great.
It's great.
Absolutely, it's absolutely delicious. Even though this isn't piping hot, it's warm. So solid. Oh, and by the way, the Ghost Kitchen, is run through Uber Eats then. So you go to Uber Eats. So should we try a piece of pizza?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, let me see. I like this one that has like a little bit of a, so the pizza feels a little colder than the.
You want to heat it, or you want to?
Not for the first time. Okay. The pizza feels a little colder than the cheesesteak, which makes sense because this was open air, even though that closed. Let's give it a try. So it definitely is flopping, but that makes sense, right? I think with Dave Portney it didn't flop, but it was fresher.
Oh, that's good too.
But I'll say, I'm a huge fan of basil. So like that first bite having basil, it just gives you that fresh flavor. Also, I see here they have some fresh mozzarella they put in, which I think is a great touch. The sauce is really good. It's very
that's exceptional.
Tomatoey, but it's a good sauce to cheese ratio. Again, what I would recommend for the pizza, if you're getting a pizza, is to have your oven up screaming hot so you can just put it in. If you have a pizza stone like we do, or a steel, put it on there so it can kind of crisp up the bottom.
I'm actually kind of wishing we wouldn't have had this because it's really good. And I think you talked about going down there, and it's like a 45-minute wait if you get down there kind of when they open.
It might be even an hour wait in line unless you get there like hours before they open.
Yeah, you get there.
The line starts quick.
You order, you wait, and then and it's actually very close to where our older son and his wife live.
So more convenient for them to do.
Yeah, and they've actually done it, and they've gone and had. This is like I think I said on earlier, is that this is our older son's favorite cheesesteak, and it is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
It really is good.
And no shade, because I do love Jim's, but this is excellent. Even not being piping hot, it is excellent. And I think what comes across me, besides a great ratio of the cheesiness to the onions to the beef. It's so beefy.
Yeah.
Does that
it
make?
is.
I mean, it really.
No, you're right.
And it's
It
packed.
sounds obvious, but it's true.
And it's packed. And so that's a thing in Philly. Sometimes, you go to and they skimp a little bit on the beefiness too. So excellent. I mean, really, really good. For cost, the cheesesteak was $18. Now this is on Uber Eats. It's cheaper when you go to the store, the restaurant. Oftentimes with Uber or Grubhub,
they get you a little
the
bit.
prices, which for the convenience. Again, this is from the Ghost Kitchen, and the pizza was $26. So again, on the pricier side, but I mean, I really think it's really solid. I'm fine with the cheesesteak not being piping hot because it just is so creamy and good. And I think with the pizza, it's still really good. But I think next time if we did it, I would have this ready. And I was telling Andy that I wanted next time try the upside down John, perhaps, or the tomato pie because I heard really good things about that. All right, I'm gonna do one more bite of pizza, then we're ready to rate. Okay.
Okay.
What comes across is just a solid flavor.
Oh man, that's good.
Such good flavor from both. Wouldn't you agree? And for sure, it's not as warm as we'd like, but as far as the flavor, and a lot of people say, well, it's a ghost kitchen. It's not Angelo's kitchen, but I heard that they have the same kind of oven that they use, so they really tried to outfit it to give the equal products. I know it's not from the place in Bella
So what
Vista.
does Ghost Kitchen mean? Is that just so they set up a separate kitchen somewhere else?
Yeah, so it's north of Calla Hill, where this one is.
Oh,
So
it's relatively close to us.
relatively, I mean, it's like quite north. It's
Okay.
kind of almost by where Kensington is.
Oh, okay. So it's up there.
But up there. But it just gives the opportunity for people that can't go and wait in line or don't have it's not going to work for them to be able to taste the food. So I think it's a great equalizer if they could have this offered.
Yeah.
So what we like to rate is on friendliness. This won't be the case because it's a ghost kitchen, so you can't get to know them. Packaging, portion, presentation, aroma, temperature, texture, taste, and overall. And the rating scale is from 1 lowest, 5 highest. So ready to put down your things? Okay. Okay. All right. So we finished rating. Now we can talk about ours, and he's going to, of course, make fun of me and what I do on my rating. By the way, what are you drinking tonight? Peroni, which I'm still with getting back with my my little health issue I had around Christmas time. I'm abstaining from any alcohol. So I'm doing one of my favorite light beers, which is a Stella Artois non-alcoholic. So it's called Liberté, and it's really good. So what did you do for packaging?
Well, I wasn't paying attention to it, so I would say 4.
Okay.
What'd you do?
I did a 5 because I don't know what else you could do,
Okay.
I mean, it's all sustainable. It's, it can breathe because it's paper.
Yep.
In Philly, they do wrap them.
Yep.
In parchment paper, not parchment paper. It's like the wrap. It's stuff you do for moving, right? So you really can't do that any better. So I gave it a 5 because really there's nothing better you could do.
Yep.
How about portion?
I give 4.5.
Okay. I gave a 4 just because it was pricey, but I was pleased with the portion.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So I think if you got a cheesesteak by yourself, that would be huge. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a meal.
So much meat.
Yep. Presentation?
I put a 4.
4.
Cheesesteaks aren't
There's nothing you can
sexy
do.
looking, but they're so good. The reason I gave it a 4 though is I thought the pizza was beautiful actually. So I mean, I just didn't give it a 5 because a 5 has to be really incredible or amazing. How about aroma?
So I came up in the elevator with it, so I gave it a 5 because it smelled ridiculous.
See, I didn't have that experience. So I give it a 4, but you had a better aroma experience. How about temperature.
I gave it a 3 just because, but there's nothing that anybody could do about that.
So, yes and no. I mean, I feel like we have to be really honest because I don't want anyone to think that their stuff is ever going to come piping hot, because I've not heard that experience yet from the Ghost Kitchen.
That's
It
why I gave it
did
a 3.
take ordering. Now, this is a popular place because I think a lot of people, they do get a lot of orders on a Sunday, right when they opened at 4, because they're open I think from 4 to 10 each night. The Ghost Kitchen is, and they do stop when things get too crazy. They'll stop taking orders. I gave it, I was like between a 2.5 and a 3, just because I want you to know the temperature is not what you would usually think was okay. But now that you know that, you kind of, first of all, with the cheesesteak, I think you're still fine. But with the pizza, you might want to have your oven like ready to go so you can kind of zip it up a little bit. How about texture?
So I love the texture. Mm-hmm. You didn't like the texture?
No, I enjoyed this. This was, and you'll see from my taste where I gave my highest score, the texture was affected by it taking a longer time. There was no rigidity to the crust, not because it wouldn't have been, but because it took a while to get to us. So again, I just want to make sure you all know exactly like what you're going to get. It's not going to be when you got it fresh and got a slice right outside of Angelo's, where it might be able to even stand up on its own.
Right.
It's going to get soggier there. This is going to feel a little soggier. I bet you this roll is a little crispier, but it had taken a while. That being said, the flavor, like I gave flavor a 4.5, is so good that it's fine. Like that's how much I really enjoyed the flavor of it.
There is no flavor.
Taste.
Taste.
So I put taste at 4.5 because I think it outweighs the texture.
I gave taste a 5.
So texture I gave 3.5 just because it is lower because of it taking longer. Like I just wanted to be real clear of what to expect as far as texture. That being said, to me the taste was so good.
And taste is unbelievable. Yeah. And I thought the taste was great. I gave it a 5.
And so overall,
Well,
oh my gosh, this is so good. I could just eat this whole thing.
so 4 point. The overall, I think I was jaded by what it would be normally. So, like I said 4.95.
Wow, that's really high.
I loved it.
A part of that's because of the taste, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Okay. And so I put a 4 just because I have to take into consideration the temperature, the texture.
Rater.
So our final advice would be, if you've never had Angelo's, or if you have had Angelo's, or not Angelo's, Angelo's Pizzeria. Sorry, I was thinking of Angelo, which is another place that we've gone
pizza.
to. But if you've never had it, or you've had it and you want a way to get it delivered, this is a great option because it is trickier where the spot is and the rules.
Yep.
Cash only, wait in line, place your order, then wait some more. Like it is a whole process. And if you're not up for that gives people a chance to really experience it. So I love that they're doing this so you can experience it. I just think you need to know kind of what you're getting into and know that you can make some adjustments. But
This cheesesteak is so good.
would you do this again?
Like tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man. Unbelievable.
Really, really amazing.
Yep.
So I'm glad you did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very much.
So friends, I hope this helped in case you want to try Angelo's Pizzeria Ghost Kitchen on Uber Eats. This is our review, and until we eat again, bye friends.
Cheers.
Cheers.